I'm Alessandra Barrett, Associate Director of Special Projects at the Journal of Commerce, and I'm at TPM 23 with Chad Jones, Solution Engineer at BuyCo. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you so very much for having me.
What do you think the top challenges are in the maritime container industry?
As we all know, those of us who work in this industry, it's a complex one. And that complexity comes from a couple of different places. One of those that we all recognize is the lack of visibility and control that we have. Another is the complexity that has come because exception is now the rule. Vessel delays, the amended bookings, split bookings, these sorts of things. And then another complexity is the number of people involved in a shipment. I mean, if you look at air or truck, you might have one or just a couple of people involved in each individual shipment. But in an ocean shipment, it's not unusual to have 20, 25 people involved in a single shipment. And when that happens, you've got to have all those people communicating and collaborating in one place in order to be able to do that. And so the question becomes, how do these people manage these complexities? We know on the market that there's some standard TMS out there, they're visibility platforms, and of course we have all used Excel and email to their greatest benefits as possible, right? But we think that now there's room for an ocean-centric TMS, and large ocean shippers need a way to be connected to their carriers for both communication purposes and to manage workflows and documentation with those. Another thing that an ocean-centric TMS does is it provides more workforce development as well. It allows those users to spend time on value-added tasks and leaving those sort of manual, mundane tasks to be done in an automated fashion, which is what we all are trying to get to. So now the challenge is, how do we take advantage of the lower cost and the services that are available now while at the same time managing, these new platforms?
There's growing momentum for decarbonization in the industry. What are your thoughts on where that's going?
So I think with decarbonization, we can look at two things. The first is going to be IMO 2023 that's taking place this year. So, and what impact is that going to have? I mean, we already know that there are carriers out there where up to 30% of their vessels are rated D and E. And if they're rated D and E, are they going to be able to sail? We don't know. It doesn't seem like it. And if they can't sail, what does that mean for capacity? So we all know what happens when there's lower capacity. It means that rates go up. So we'll have to see what happens there. But it's not just the shipping lines who are trying to decarbonize now. Shippers have, they can be proactive as well. So if you're a shipper, you can use CO2 emissions on a shipment level to help you plan what is going to be the best vessel or even the best multimodal route for you to take. As a transport planner, if you're working on an ocean-centric TMS, you actually have more than CO2 that you can work with. I mean, you have CO2 as one of your factors that you can use, but also you can use allocation or transit time or ETA, ETD, a myriad of things that you can choose from.
One thing that we have hopefully learned is that we can't predict anything, and volatility is just around the corner in all areas. When it comes to pricing, what are you thinking we're looking at for 2023?
So, we've gone recently from having an undercapacity on the vessels and also poor service with, vessel delays and port congestion, to now we have some overcapacity and we even have blank sailings and port omissions. So, while we expect rates to stay low, as I just mentioned regarding IMO 2023, we don't know for sure because, there could be some capacity changes and rates could start to climb back up a little bit. So we'll have to see. We have to be prepared for that. So, basically, we have to be prepared for the unpredictable. So the question is, how do you prepare for the unpredictable? So what we at BuyCo feel is that using an ocean-centric platform, it gives the shippers a way to have a platform that can handle those changes, handle those variable services and things that happen at the same time, still being able to provide insight into the carrier's visibility and tracking.
Thanks for sitting down with me today.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time.
I've been speaking with Chad Jones, Solution Engineer for BuyCo.